Don and Oppos. TB so quick to throw away those old foam packaging pieces after unboxing electronics or household items. You may actually be getting rid of something far more useful than you realize. Today, I and Oppos am going to show you a simple yet incredibly practical trick, a clever way to reuse old foam that very few people know about. The best part is that this method not only helps you save money, but also gives new life to materials that most people would simply throw in the trash. If you and Oppos are curious about what these small pieces of foam can actually be used for, make sure you watch until the end of the video. The result might surprise you. First, I take the old foam and cut it into small, evenly sized pieces. There and Oppos, no need to make every piece exactly the same size. Just cut them small enough so they and Oppos be easy to use in the next step. Once everything is cut, I place all the foam pieces into a plastic container. This is only the first step of the process, but these little pieces of foam are about to serve a purpose that most people have never even considered. So keep watching, because the most interesting part is still coming up. After placing all the small foam pieces into the plastic container, I set it aside and move on to preparing another common household item that almost everyone has at home, a used plastic bottle. Instead of throwing it away, this bottle is going to play an important role in today and Oppos' DIY project. First, I use a utility knife to carefully remove the bottle and Oppos' label, making it easier to work with in the next steps. Then, I take a drill and make a small hole in the bottle cap. The hole is drilled just large enough to fit a short piece of plastic tubing snugly, not too tight and not too loose, so the connection is secure. Once the tube is inserted into place, I apply hot glue evenly around the opening. Although this step is simple, it and Oppos' extremely important because the hot glue creates an airtight and leak-proof seal, preventing air or liquid from escaping during use. At this point, you and Oppos are probably still wondering how the plastic bottle and those small pieces of foam are going to work together. Keep watching, because in just a few more steps, you and Oppos discover a surprisingly clever use that most people have never even thought of. At this point, you can probably guess what the plastic bottle is going to be used for. That and Oppos' right. It and Oppos' simply being used to siphon some gasoline. I take the bottle over to my motorcycle, open the seat, remove the fuel cap, insert the tube into the fuel tank, and siphon out just enough gasoline for what I need. I then pour the gasoline into the plastic container that I prepared earlier. Next, I add the small pieces of foam one by one. After that, I tightly cover the container with aluminum foil and secure it firmly with a piece of string. Once everything is sealed, I take the container to an area with natural daylight, so I can clearly observe the changes and check the results. After only a short while, something interesting begins to happen, and the project gradually reveals a use that very few people have ever thought about. If you and Oppos are curious to see how these materials, which most people would normally throw away, can be transformed into something useful, make sure you watch until the end of the video. The final result may surprise you and even give you a creative new idea for putting old household items to good use. While waiting for the material to stabilize, I prepare the surface that needs to be repaired. I take the water faucet and use sandpaper to thoroughly clean the entire area, removing dirt, residue, and any other impurities to create a clean surface. Once the waiting time is over, I return to check the mixture I prepared earlier. By now, it has changed noticeably and reached the desired consistency. Using a paintbrush, I apply an even coat to the faucet, making sure the material is spread uniformly before moving on to the next step. Next, I reconnect the faucet to the flexible water hose and check that the connection is firm and secure. After everything is in place, I test the repair by turning on the water. To my surprise, the connection performs well, and there are no signs of any water leaks. This is a great example of how reusing old materials can inspire creative and practical DIY ideas when applied properly and with safety in mind. If you enjoy recycling projects, repair tips, or creative DIY ideas, be sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Your feedback might even inspire my next video.
Oi.